Hey everybody, it's Christina Holloway here. Welcome back to my channel. I've been a little under the weather, so I hope I don't sound too congested in this video, but I'm going to give it a try anyway. Today we're going to talk about 3 ways you can navigate transition in the workplace. These days, companies are making a lot of changes like downsizing, shifting priorities, or even shifting assignments. We're going to talk about transitions in the workplace so you're not caught off guard. Also, this year I'm sharing 12 leadership metrics that will help you succeed in your career. This is pretty much a full framework for how to develop your skills to build your career. This month we're talking about resilience in the workplace. You can catch up on all the videos in the playlist on my YouTube channel. Everything is linked below in the description. Real quick, if you enjoy this content and want to learn more about how to make power moves in your career, make sure to follow my channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video from me. All right, so let's get started. Number 1, embrace change with an open mind. Change in the workplace can be daunting, but it's also inevitable. Whether it's a new boss, a reorganization, or simply a shift in company culture, learning to navigate transitions is essential. The first step is to embrace change with an open mind. Instead of resisting, try to see it as an opportunity for growth and development. Here's the thing. I have 3 clients right now who are in the middle of some changes at work, and one of the things they want to know, besides how to lead through transition, is how to advocate for themselves so they land somewhere better. And that's what it means to have an open mind, asking yourself what opportunities are going to arise through this transition. For that, you need to develop a growth mindset. A growth mindset is the belief that your abilities can be improved through effort, learning, and persistence. It's about how a person approaches challenges, processes failures, and adapts as a result. This perspective creates a resilience that's essential for great accomplishment. Cultivating a growth mindset means you see challenges as opportunities for learning and growth rather than obstacles. Now, for one of my clients, her company is about to be completely reorganized. She has had her high-level position as a director for about 10 years now, and she does great work, and she loves her job. Terrific. With this transition, however, she's been thinking about her next move, and she's aware that she's overdue for a really good promotion. That means she's now contemplating her next move. If she stays or just doesn't say anything, she may lose some headcount and responsibilities. So she knows that she's going to need to advocate for herself if she wants to continue to grow in her role. Clients come to me with all sorts of problems and issues, but it's this example of a client that I love to work with. She's assessed her situation, she wants to do more, and she sees this transition as an opportunity for herself rather than an obstacle. She's ready for change, and she saw this transformational period as a big opportunity to make a career move. That's a growth mindset. Number 2, communicate with clarity. Communication is key during times of change. Make sure to keep the lines of communication open with your colleagues and supervisor, leadership team, and stakeholders. Seek feedback and ask for clarification if needed. Here's how my client is making communication work in her favor. I tell every client of mine the same thing. Small change makes big impact, and that's when we start working together. I'm going to suggest some small actions like reaching out to certain people as a way to get the ball rolling, so to speak. So, my client has a boss who has already decided he's going to move to another area. He's taken action to secure a new spot for himself. That led my client to ask if she could have a meeting with his boss, and he said, "Sure, that's fine with me." Mostly because he'd checked out already. She had a call with that skip level, and we worked on making her ask. She had one ask: who else should I talk to about my options during this change? And that skip level gave her a name, but not just any name, the CMO. Now, she has a meeting with the CMO, and again, our conversation revolved around making your ask. Remember this. You need to tell people what you want. Otherwise, they're going to assume you're happy in your current role. Managers and supervisors are busy, and they become oblivious to any goals you may have if they aren't reminded constantly that you're working your way up to something else. So, provide a clear vision to them of what you really want. Start here. Clearly articulate your vision and your goals associated with the change happening around you. What do you want to get from this evolution? Help these higher-ups understand how their roles can contribute to your overall success Remember, if any of them are actually interested in talking to you, then you have their attention. Don't waste it by getting on a call or a meeting and just talking about your accomplishments. Make your ask and then tell them how they can help you. That gives them a better understanding of how they can help you. Share the reasons behind why you want to make a move at this moment. If things are in flux and nothing is determined yet, and you're well positioned for a specific role that's available, make sure to mention it to someone who is a decision maker. Address concerns and questions around why you're advocating for yourself now. This helps you reduce your uncertainty and possible anxiety. There are unknowns in transitional moments. You're taking a chance here, so make sure you're communicating, but also very consistent with your reasoning. Here are my strengths. Here's why I'd be good for this role. Keep an open and transparent communication approach. My client talked to her boss, then the skip level, then the CMO. Everyone was aware and they all encouraged it. If you're ready to take advantage of some changes in the workplace, test the waters by talking to the people around you to see who supports your goals. Number 3, stay adaptable to changing conditions. Remember, change can lead to new and exciting opportunities if you approach it with the right attitude. Stay adaptable and be willing to learn new skills. So my client is having her meeting with her CMO next week. This next step is to find out from that meeting what she needs to do to prepare for any opportunities that may come her way. So let's assume that the CMO really likes her and he's interested in considering her for a position that could be a stretch. That means he might tell her that she needs more leadership development training or even more work with her executive coach. This isn't a bad development. In fact, it's quite encouraging. Now, if you're on the receiving end of this message and you've been there a long time and you're frustrated that more training is necessary, especially since you think you're already at that level, then yeah, you're going to be frustrated and disappointed. On the other hand, some additional effort on your part to illustrate your seriousness around that role will only help that CMO feel more confident about putting you in a bigger role. You can either see additional requirements as roadblocks or just further validation on your way to bigger things. People who are open to learn and evolve, especially during transitional times, are more likely to be successful as they build their career. Remember to be flexible. It's hard, but be open to adjustments and changes around evolving circumstances. Adapt your plans as you go to ensure the best outcomes. Remember your continuous learning. If you really want to get promoted or show your leadership potential, then you have to be open to training and development that pushes you outside your comfort zone. And remember that all this builds resilience. The more prepared you are to take advantage of a changing environment at work, and the more you know exactly what you want in that moment, the less likely you'll be to feel stress and overwhelm. Always know your personal North Star. This helps you understand what moves you want to make and why. That way, no one else can talk you into things that don't serve your best interests. Like my client, she knew she didn't want to stay put. She knew her boss's move wasn't going to serve her goals for herself, and she knew that she still had more to contribute to the business as it changed. So we used this simple framework to navigate uncertainty. She embraced change, she communicated effectively, and she stayed adaptable to navigate transitions in the workplace successfully. All right, so that's it for my video on how to navigate transition in the workplace. If you have examples of how you've dealt with transition at work, especially if you turned it to your advantage, feel free to share them in the comments below. I'd love to hear about them. And if you enjoyed watching this video and you found it helpful, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up by hitting that like button and make sure you're subscribed to my channel so you never miss another video from me. March is going to be all about communicating with confidence, and you don't want to miss that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.